what the women were discussing in between them. I heard it. Okay, I could listen everything. Now, Mr. Lamb, and is that the only thing you ever heard anyone say in your life? Mr. Lamb is asking to Jerry. Is this the only thing that you listen in your life when people criticize about your face, when people discuss about your face? Is this the only thing that you can listen? You cannot listen to other things from other people. Jerry, oh no, I have heard a lot of things. Jerry is telling, no, this is not. I have heard lots of things in life. Now, Mr. Lamb, so now you keep your ears shut. Mr. Lamb told to Jerry, you will have to keep your ears shut. Means you should not give importance whatever you listen about yourself. Okay. Now, Jerry, you are peculiar. You say peculiar things. You ask questions. I don't understand. But Jerry told you are peculiar. You know why peculiar? Peculiar means unusual, is not usual. Why? Because the way Mr. Lamb is talking to Jerry, the way Mr. Lamb is trying to save his life, the way actually Mr. Lamb is trying to take Jerry out from that cocoon of his thinking that my face has been burned, means my life has already been spoiled. Mr. Lamb is trying hard to take him out from this thinking. Before Mr. Lamb, nobody had tried. Okay, that is why Jerry found Mr. Lamb peculiar. Question may come that why do you feel Mr. Lamb was peculiar to Jerry? Because Mr. Lamb was trying to encourage Jerry. Mr. Lamb was trying to injecting positive ideas to Jerry, and Jerry is full of negative ideas. And before Mr. Lamb, nobody had done it with Jerry, and that is why Jerry found Mr. Lamb was peculiar, and that is why Jerry told, you are peculiar, you know, you ask questions I don't understand. Jerry told, the questions you ask. Mr. Lamb, I like to talk, have company. You don't have to answer questions, you don't have to stop here at all, the gate is open. Mr. Lamb is telling, okay, I like to be here, I like to have company, means I like to stay with other people, I like to talk with people, I like to converse with other people. You don't have to answer questions, and the question, if you find it is peculiar, as if actually Mr. Lamb as if getting angry towards Jerry, he is showing that I am not, you are telling my questions, you know, you cannot understand my questions. So, Mr. Lamb is telling to Jerry that no need to answer my question. You know, you don't have to stop here, no need that you have to stop here, the gate is open, you may go out from there. Jerry, yes, but see, this is the change that has already occurred into Jerry. Just think, after coming to that garden at the beginning, Jerry was in a hurry to go out from there. Now, Mr. Lamb is telling to Jerry that gate is open, you may go from there, but Jerry himself did not want to go. It means that Jerry, who doesn't want to have the company of other people, who always like to kept himself indoors, but now Jerry actually wanted to stay in that garden. He wanted to converse with Mr. Lamb. So already there is a change that has occurred in Jerry, that we saw, that you can understand from there. Now, Mr. Lamb, I have a hive of bees behind those trees over there. Mr. Lamb is telling. Some hears bees and they say bees buzz. Buzz means that humming sound that the bees create when they fly. But when you listen to bees for a long while, they hum, and hum means sing. I hear them singing, my bees. Again, what Mr. Lamb wants to suggest, that it depends on you how you will take it. For other people, bees are only buzzing, they are making sound, and they found no melody in that sound. But if you listen, if you really wanted to listen the sound, the buzzing sound of the bees, then it may appear to you that the bees are singing. Means it depends on your attitude, that Mr. Lamb again wants to tell this to Jerry, That at the bus stop you just only heard that the women were discussing about your burnt face. Why you have not thought that the woman might have discussed about other thing? Why they were discussing about your own face? Means Mr. Lamp is trying to take Jerry out of the line of thinking that Jerry was in. Okay, Jerry only had one focus into his life, one way thinking, and that is, my life had been spoiled. Mr. Lamp is trying his best to take him out from that attitude, from that line of thinking, and that is why Mr. Lamp had given this example. That people regarding beehives, other people tell that bees buzz, but when I listen them for a long, I find that bees are singing, and I always want to listen them. Means I hear them singing, my bees. Here I hear them singing, my bees. Means other people might be afraid of bees, that they might sting, but I actually I like my bees, because this is my attitude, Jerry. But I like it here. The change that I was talking about, I like it here. Beforehand, Jerry did not like to come out, because he always wanted to stay indoors. But now for the first time he is telling, I like it here. I came in because I liked it when I looked over the wall. He told, when I looked over the wall, I came in because I like this place. Now, Mr. Lamb, if you had seen me, you would not have come in. Mr. Lamb told to Jerry, if you had seen me, yeah, okay, you have come into the wall that you like it, it's okay. But if you had seen me, you would not have come in. That Mr. Lamb told Jerry, that you have come here because you thought the place was empty. You could not see me. Had you seen me, then you would not have come. Jerry told, no. And that's true, no. Means if Jerry actually admitted this fact, that if he could see somebody was sitting in the garden, he would not come. Mr. Lamb told, no, no. So what is your attitude? If anybody was sitting there, if anybody is there, I will not go to there. I will not go there. Now, Jerry, it would have been trespassing. Oh, trespassing. Jerry is telling, no. The fact is that if somebody is sitting here and I am not taking permission from that owner of the garden, so if I think that somebody is watching me that I am entering the garden, it would be trespassing. Trespassing, that entering a place without taking permission. Oh, that's not why. Lamb told, no, that's not why. That's not the real reason that why you did not come had you seen me that I am sitting here. Jerry wants to tell that if I had seen you, that then I would not come, because it would be trespassing then, because I would not take permission from you, and without permission if I would enter, then it would be trespassing. So I had entered why? Because I thought nobody is there. Mr. Lamb was not ready to accept this excuse from Jerry. Mr. Lamb told, no, this is not the reason that why you would not come had you seen me here. Now, Jerry, I don't like being near people. This is the real reason. This is the real reason. Now Jerry is telling, I don't like being near people. When they stare, when I see them being afraid of me, when they stare, means whenever Jerry comes in the company of people, he always feels that the people are staring at his face and they are afraid of him. And when they are afraid of him, when they are staring at his face, he did not like it. And that is why he is telling that I don't like the company of people. Mr. Lamb, you could lock yourself up in a room and never leave it. Mr. Lamb is telling, okay, you could lock in yourself. If you think that whenever you come, other people, everyone in the world, they are looking at your face, they are staring at your face, you could lock yourself up in a room and never leave it. There was a man who did that, and actually Mr. Lamb is telling a story to Jerry, that there was a man who did that. He was afraid. The man was very much afraid. You see, of everything. The Jerry is telling that if you don't like to come out, if you don't want to have the company of other people, then you might lock yourself in that room. And there was a man who used to do this, that Mr. Lamb was telling the story. Everything in this world, means the man was afraid of everything. A bus might run him over, or a man might breathe deadly germs onto him, or a donkey might kick him to death, or lightning might strike him down, or he might love a girl and the girl would leave him, and he might he might slip on a banana skin and fall, and people who saw him would laugh their heads off. You know, the man used to think all these, that he might run over by a bus, he might be kicked by a donkey, he might be he might be died because of he might die because of lightning. You know, he might love a girl and the girl would leave him, and because of lovelessness the man might die, or he might sleep on a banana skin and other people would love. Okay, for these the man would lock him up into a room. Mr. Lamb is telling this story. And what has happened to that man? So he went into this room and locked the door and got into his bed and stayed there. So man was afraid of all these things. So the man locked himself, and the man always stayed into that room. In that bed, the man got into his bed and stayed there. Jerry, forever. Jerry told, forever. Mr. Lamb, for a while. For a while means the idea came to that man and the man started to do that. Now Jerry, then what? Jerry is telling, then what happened? A picture fell off the wall on his head and killed him. And a picture, okay, that a picture was there in the wall. The picture fell on the head of the man. He was lying on the bed. The picture was there by the side of the bed in the wall. The picture had fallen, and the man and they killed the man. So the man, who was very much afraid of being dead outside, that I might die, and these are the reasons, these are the different reasons that I might die, and for this fear the man kept himself inside the room, and unfortunately the man was killed by the picture. This is very unusual reason of dying, but what to do? The man, man wanted to escape from unnatural death, and really he had that unnatural death in her room because of that photo frame, because of that picture. So what Lamb wants to suggest? Lamb actually wants to suggest to Jerry that if you really want to stay inside, if you really want to keep yourself aloof from the other company of people, then also you might not be satisfied at all. Then also you are not solving your problem. So first thing is, you must not give importance about the other people who are there thinking. You must come out of your room and you should do your own job. Why you are giving so much importance to the other people, what they are telling about you? This is a good way. This is the way to live. This is the way to live. Why I should give importance to others? Why I should bother? But what the other people are thinking about me, what the other people are telling about my burnt face, why I should bother? I should behave naturally, let them discuss about my face, but I must not bother about. That Mr. Lamb wants to suggest to Jerry by telling this story. Now Jerry laughs a lot. Now Mr. Lamb, you see, but you still say peculiar things, Jerry is telling, yes. So you see means understood the story that Jerry told, understood? Mr. Lamb told, you see, question mark, means understood? Now here Lamb told, Jerry told, you say peculiar things, why not? Because before Mr. Lamb, nobody has told such stories to Jerry. Now Jerry is asking, what do you do all day? This is also change. Jerry did not like to know about other people. Did not like to come the company of other people. Now he is getting interested to know about Mr. Lamb, and that is why he is asking question. What do you do all day? He is asking this to Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb, sit in the sun, read books. You thought it was an empty house, but inside it's full, books and other things, full. Now Daddy told, Mr. Lamb told, but I just like to sit in the sun, I just read books. And you think it's inside, it's empty house? No, it's filled with books, lots of books are there. What does that mean? Why Mr. Lamb is telling that my house is not empty because lots of books are there? Because Mr. Lamb can give the same importance to books as he can give importance to the other people. So, Mr. Lamb always liked to be in company, and he could accustom himself with the company of books also. This is the attitude, means when he is alone, he never thinks about the deformities of his life. He actually can find a way to spend the time by reading books, and that is why he is giving importance to the books. That is why he is telling that it was not an empty house, but inside it's full books and other things. Other things means he knows how to spend time when he feels alone. That Mr. Lamb also told to Jerry. Now, Jerry, but there are not any curtains at the windows. Jerry is telling that in the windows there is no curtain. Now, Mr. Lamb, it's not fond of I am not fond of curtains. Mr. Lamb is telling, I am not fond of curtains. Shutting things out, shutting things in. Means shutting things out means few things that I want to keep outside, I could make it outside, and the things that are I want the things should be in, I should hide the things. The curtains do the same thing. Means if I want to show something, I could remove the curtain, or if I do want to hide something, I just draw the curtain. I don't like it. That he wants to say. I like the light and the darkness, means I like the light when it is light. I also like the darkness when it is darkness, means I don't want to make it dark when it is light outside by the curtain. Means I don't want to hide anything in my life. Means I want to enjoy life as it comes to me. Means I don't want to change the life. I am not going to think that what is going to happen in my life. Rather, I just wait for the time as life comes to me, as time comes to me. And I just want to enjoy the every bit of time. I never plan about what would happen in my life as you have planned. Here, Jerry told that nothing in my life has been spoiled. This is the answer that Mr. Lamb is telling. I am not like this. So, through the use of curtain, Mr. Lamb wanted to tell this to Jerry, that I don't want curtain because I don't want to, as he stated, that I don't want to hide some things, I don't want to show some things as it is. I am not going to change anything. Means as it comes to me, as life comes to me, I just want to enjoy. I don't like to hide anything. I like light, I like darkness. I don't want to make dark in the time of light by the use of curtain. That Mr. Lamb told to Jerry. Okay. I like the light and the darkness and the windows open to hear the wind, and not only that, the windows open. I don't want to obstruct the wind to come into by curtain. That is why I don't like curtain in that window. Okay, so to hear the wind. Mr. Lamb told, I also like to hear the sound of wind. Now Jerry told, yes, I like that. Jerry told, yes, I also like that, the wind, the sound of wind. When it's raining, I like to hear it on the roof. Jerry told, yes, I also like to listen the sound of wind, especially when it's raining. I like to want to sound. I like to hear the sound of rain when it drops on my roof. Mr. Lamb, so you are not lost, are you? Not altogether. You do hear things, you listen. What does it mean? Mr. Lamb told Jerry, so you are not lost, are you? Altogether. Here lost means Mr. Lamb, when Jerry told that I also like to listen things, I also like the patters of rain, when raindrops fall on a roof, I also like to hear the sound. At this Mr. Lamb told, oh, it means you are not lost, means you are not engrossed with your only one idea, means that is my life had been spoiled, means you are not only thinking about this idea. Oh, that's good. You are not lost, means you are not lost into your idea that my life has been spoiled. You listen other things also, you listen these. Oh, that's good, that I want. That Mr. Lamb wants to tell to Jerry, means something will be there, means it means that you all the time you are not thinking about this. That's good. Now Jerry, they talk about me, they means his parents. Jerry is telling. Why Jerry, actually this is the reason that why Jerry is thinking all the time that my life has been spoiled. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen in my life. Why Jerry is thinking all the time. Now Jerry is telling, they talk about me. They means his parents. He had heard his parents talk about him downstairs when he was in the upstairs, downstairs. When I am not there, what they talk means when father and mother, and he had actually overheard their conversation. What will he ever do? What's going to happen to him when we have gone? However will he get on this world looking like that, with that on his face? That's what they say. Jerry is telling to Mr. Lamb. So far, after listening up to this, that he had heard the conversation between mother and father. They converse that what he will do. The father and mother, they converse in between. They are very much concerned about Jerry. They think what he will do, what is going to happen to him when we have gone, when we will die, then what is going to happen. However will he get on this world, however he would come out in this world, however he could be accustomed in this world, looking like that. He is looking so ugly, what he will do with that on his face. He is having a burnt face, so what he would do with his burnt face. He had heard his parents discussing about. And this is psychology. If a child that hears that father and mother is talking negatively about him, this is 100% that this negativity will be injected into that child. That has happened to Jerry. And that is according to modern psychology, it is stated that you must not discourage a child. A parent must not discourage a child all the time. If the parents got 90 out of 100, he should be encouraged. He must not tell why 90, why not 100. So this is modern psychology. A child must not be criticized all the time in front of him, because this gives a negative idea, and the child would start to think that inferiority complex actually started to go into him. That has happened to Jerry. Why Jerry today, only at the age of 14 years, he just had learned that my life has been spoiled. Here his parents is the culprit for this. Why Jerry is thinking? Because he heard his parents thinking like this. The parents are thinking what he would do when we will not be there, how he would get into the world, how he could accustom with the world with his burnt face. He could not do anything in the world because of his burnt face. Jerry had heard his parents are thinking, and once a child is listening that his parents is thinking like this, so he must be he also must have this inferiority complex in him that we saw that Jerry is suffering from. That Jerry always thinks that whenever people around him look into his face, Jerry always thinks that they are discussing about my face. And this attitude he has developed from what he heard from his parents. And that is why if somebody is to there is to blame that why Jerry is thinking like this, it must be his parents. So today, up to this, understood, it's a very, I told from the very beginning, it's a very energetic, we can get a mental boost from that story. The very philosophical ideas there. Okay, thank you everyone for understanding, and next class we will continue where we are leaving it today. So thank you, and thank you very much for joining my class. So it's bye bye. We'll see you in my class.